Persevere. Nobody talks about that word anymore. Let me just unpack it for a little bit. Persevering is not just a matter of I keep going to church. The devil goes to church too. So go to church, but don't pin a rose on your spiritual nose over showing up on Sundays. Having said that, gosh, we have a lot of great starters in the kingdom, but not a lot of great finishers. You know. And I have to forever say to myself when I kind of meditate on that word persevere, Jeannie, are you like those in the book of Revelation? You know, you've lost your first love. Because when I persevere, and by the way, first love is not first emotions. Your commitment to Jesus has about zero to do with what you feel. Now, I love feelings. And worship was so rich today that I really was allowed the pleasure of the Lord to enjoy even feeling. But whether I had felt or not, Jesus was here. And that's why I wrote that book, Finding God When He Feels Far Away, because we all know that subjectively in our head, but our heart doesn't get that very often. And my heart needed to get that. So when I'm saying persevere, being the kind of person who goes on, not just goes on, but goes all the way on, who plays out this, what I call game of life, realizing, Christians, if you're a Christ follower, get it. We're not in the first quarter of the game, the second or the third. I think we're in the fourth quarter of this eternal game, and the clock is ticking down. I think we will be, and I'm not prophesying, I just read the Word of God. I think we will most likely be the generation that will be able to welcome in the return of Jesus. And understand, if I'm wrong, I've gained everything and lost nothing, because I did it full throttle the whole way. So, I mean, there's nothing to be lost and everything to be gained. But again, that persevere. Here's a big secret. Sometimes you have to do the things you most dislike to eventually have the things you most desire. Do you hear that? There is nowhere in the New Testament where it says following Jesus wholeheartedly will be easy. Now, the blessings are unlimited. He gives us life and life more abundantly. And gosh, you know, such a full life, and answers prayer. And gosh, so amazing things. But he also says, pick up your cross and follow me. And your cross is the place where day to day your will and the will of God cross. And so as you carry that cross, if somebody was carrying the cross in New Testament time and they saw somebody carrying a cross, they didn't think they were going to Starbucks or Walmart. If you were carrying your cross, you were going to die. It's clear. And so when I say, you know, gosh, persevere through the cross-bearing moments.